Hey guys, welcome to my second part to episode 2. It's a 5-part special, so there's gonna be 5 parts to us. And I should watch my first one, and I should watch my first one. This is continue from it, so if I were you, I'd recommend you watching the first half if you didn't already. Um, this is the second part, and it's going to be focused on my thoughts on horror movies and the remakes. So without further ado, let's do this. As far as I'm concerned, the 80s horror movies are a lot better than what they're doing now. I mean, the 80s horror movies, 70s as well, had scares. They were creepy. They were really creepy, scary, suspenseful, dark, and chilling. I mean, Halloween 1978, that had a, not really scary, but had a creepy feeling to it, you know? Exorcist, I think that was done in like 1970 something, I don't remember. But that was scary, I mean, that freaked me out. I didn't have nightmares, but it freaked me out a little bit. Friday the 13th, not scary, but you know, it didn't rely on the blood to scare people. It took what people like to go, like teenagers like to go to summer camps, and twisted it around. Halloween did something. Halloween made the nice holiday. I mean, Halloween turned the holiday Halloween into like this creepy story that no one would want to go out for. Silent Night, Deadly Night, you ever heard of that one? That twisted Christmas. I mean, the killer Santa Claus going around killing people. That was an original idea. That was sure, that idea was used before, but it was original back then. And of course, going into the 90s, we had Scream. Those 3 movies were good. In the 90s, we had Scream, we had Candyman, we had the Leprechaun series, which was good up until in space, where it just got stupid. Then we had the Child's Play sequels, the second and the third. They were good. The second and the third, they were good. Brother Chucky, Cedar Chucky, not so good. Let me just close my MSN out so you won't hear any noises. Yeah, I mean, I love horror movies, especially the ones done in the 70s and 80s. They're awesome. And the new ones, the remakes, the new ones and the remakes are, not really good. I mean, look at what they did with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That remake sucked. And I mean, no offense to whoever liked it or made it. I mean, I hated it completely. The only remakes that were good for me were My Bloody Valentine 3D and Friday the 13th. That's about it. Halloween, the remake was okay. It was decent. The sequel was decent too. But, you know, not something I would, watch again and again like the original. I mean, I bought the remake, the first one, the Halloween, on DVD. I got the director's cut, and that was a big mistake because the director's cut took so many parts out that it wasn't even funny. I mean, there was hardly any blood in the director's cut. But anyway, I mean, nowadays horror movies are not so original. Look at Saw. There's 6 of them now. There's going to be a 7th one this year in 3D. There's going to be an 8th one next year. And they're even thinking about a 9th one, last time I heard. And that's really not that original. And the remakes, it's starting to get on my nerves. The remakes aren't original, they're just taking ideas and remaking them again. I mean, I don't have a problem as long as it's good and you respect the original, you know? Halloween didn't really respect the original. Not, well, at least I didn't find it did anyway. It's okay to remake movies, but just respect the original, you know? Keep it like the original. Don't go changing stupid stuff. Don't go like, example, if they ever made a Child's Play remake, which I think they're doing, don't go like making Chucky CGI. Keep him like the way he was in all 5 movies. And don't go change the story. The story was fine the way it is. And you know, Brad Dourif has to return to voice Jackie. If not, then I refuse to watch that movie. And the same thing goes for Candyman. If they ever remade that, Tony Todd has to be Candyman, no one else. There's of course some horror movies they cannot touch, and I pray they don't touch. And Phantasm, with Angus Scrim or whatever his name is, he played a tall man in the movies. Those are good movies. I don't think they should remake them. They're fine the way they are. The Exorcist doesn't need a remake here. If they even try to remake it, not so many people are going to be pissed. The Evil Dead series doesn't need a remake, and I don't care what anyone says. Leprechaun, that doesn't need a remake either. Nightmare on Elm Street, I know they're remaking it, but not really. There was no point to remaking it. They could have just let it die down. There's other movies horror movies I don't think need a remake. They're fine the way it is. I saw Mother's Day today. That's a good horror movie, and I don't think it needs a remake, but it's good in one and one. And I don't think it's going to even be close to the original. Because I saw the actresses who plays in them, in that movie. I'm sorry. Alexa Vega, as you know her, she played in the Spy Kids trilogy, and I don't think she's going to be good in this movie. Then there's the girl from Step Up 2 who played the main character, and she was also in the remake for Sorority Row. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be good. And some other girl who I have no idea, but I don't think it's going to be as good as the original, and it's really, there's no point, like I said. I mean, the original was good, the remake does not need to be made. And the remakes, you know, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, instead of remaking them, they could have made Freddy vs. Jason 2 like everyone wanted. I wanted Freddy vs. Jason 2. It would have been cool to see. Jason probably would have killed Freddy. I love Jason more than Freddy, I'm sorry. Yeah, you know, horror movies don't need remakes. Instead, they need original ideas. And I, for one, can think of an original idea on the top of my head like nothing. That's why I write my own horror scripts. Anyway, if they really need an idea for a horror movie, they should like watch Unsolved Mysteries, like the old episodes. I know that show doesn't air anymore, but episodes kind of have creepy to it. I mean, they can take on the episodes and make it into a movie, make it really good and scary. Or go look for some urban legends, scary stories for urban legends, and you know, turn that into something. It would be really cool to see. I mean, Bloody Mary might have been done. Lover's Lane, if you guys heard of that story about this guy who had a hook and killed like these teenagers who were making out. Well, he killed the girl's boyfriend in like one of the stories. Anyway, one of the versions. They can turn that into a movie and it'd be really twisted and sick. It would be good. But they don't think of that. They don't think of those ideas. They don't even care. I mean, if I was Hollywood, if I was a famous director, I'd go make a movie. I'd go turn Lover's Lane into like a really twisted and scary movie, you know? But Hollywood doesn't think of these ideas. They're too stupid. No offense to them, they're stupid and dumb. I mean, it's not dumb. Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, I'd rather watch 80 slasher films and 80 horror movies than the new ones any day. I have respect for them, you know? If it wasn't for them, the new ones wouldn't even be out today. And as for the Saw movies, they need to stop. I mean, I thought Jigsaw died in the third one, yet somehow he's back. Or at least it seems that way. It's a stupid plot now. It's getting dumber with each one. I stopped watching after the fourth one because now they're just turning into a crap franchise that doesn't need a sequel anymore. And as far as I'm concerned, they should just end and kill the franchise off. Saw should be done. And Final Destination, the fourth one just came out recently in August, doesn't need a sequel either. So guys, that was my second part to episode 2. Stay tuned for episode 3. Goodbye guys. Have a good night.